our attention. Mariyah, you may begin.
There was a single mom I met a couple months ago. Her husband had left her, unfortunately, leaving her with 3 kids behind, all under 6 years old. And she was struggling to buy groceries. She was struggling to buy just simple like hygiene products, anything, because she was actually a stay-at-home mom. And then she unfortunately had to get a job, which happens to everyday people, right? With the economy rising so much, so many people are struggling to buy basic things, groceries, food, basic things such as living, and it's just crazy to me. So today, I'm going to tell you about Church Unlimited Westside Ministries, what Church Unlimited Westside Ministry does, who they really help, and how y'all can help at the end of this speech. Now, 1 out of 3 people have heard of CU, and 100% of y'all answered that y'all have volunteered before or are currently volunteering somewhere. What is Church Unlimited Westside? So the Church Unlimited is an actual church with several campuses around Corpus Christi. They decided to buy an old elementary building and they made it into the Westside campus. Originally, it was a worship center where they actually had sermons and stuff. But in 2020, during COVID, they decided to close it down and just make it just a Westside campus where they help the community. It is located, obviously, on the west side of Corpus Christi. Who does this ministry help? So like I just stated, so many people are out of jobs, so many people are struggling to live, so many people are struggling for groceries, hygiene, and just overall living, honestly. And according to according to KRIS 6 News, in 2023, 500 people just in Corpus Christi were homeless. In 2022, the U.S. Census did a survey that resulted in them stating that 37.9 million people, that's twice the population of New York, were living in poverty. And according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, from January 2024 to February 2024, grocery prices rose by 0.6%. And I think we all can see that. The economy is just rising completely. Okay, so Church Unlimited Westside Ministry is helping address some of these issues. And according to an interview with Kat Rosales, aka Pastor Kat, who runs Church Unlimited Westside, I was able to get all these statistics. So last year they helped 40,253 individuals last year. And that means all the areas I'm going to tell you about shortly, 40,000 people were helped. And that's crazy because if you look at the building, it's not that big. But luckily, with the volunteers and the lines and all of it, and then 320 families weekly, 135 individuals go to hygiene. Hygiene is you go and get in line and they give you a bag with toothbrushes, deodorant, they give you a bag with shampoo, conditioner, and hygiene actually now created in the back where you could actually, the homeless people could actually take a shower if they desire. 200 women, 225 children, and 180 men visit the closed closets weekly. Closed closets, they're each like a room just like this. It's all with clothes for different, the women, the men, and the children. They're all different rooms. You go into them, and they literally let you pick out whatever clothes you want, and you get to take it from them. And they get the clothes from people like us, who are spring cleaning, who are simply, oh, I have all these old clothes. A lot of, in the children's closet, a lot of my son's clothes is in there because I didn't know what to do with it, so why not give it to the people that can afford the clothes? 26 individuals get haircuts weekly, just like the picture shown. We have actual barbers and stylists that go volunteer their time and give haircuts to the homeless people. 325 individuals go to the pantry. The pantry is just like this. They literally, volunteers will use wagons and put a whole bunch of groceries and either take it to your car or you bring your own personal basket, your own personal wagons, we've seen it all, and they put it inside their personal things to walk home. The groceries are fruit, vegetables, bread. They give out meat. They give out a lot of food, and it's all for donations from people like us. They also host special events. For Thanksgiving every year, they give out turkeys. This past year, they gave out over 300 turkeys to people who couldn't afford them. Every school year, they give out backpacks to the children in the community with school supplies. And I personally stuffed them so I know it's all school supplies. Journals, pencils, color pencils, markers, crayons, anything. And they give out the backpacks. And you should see kids' faces because there's parents that can't afford to give them that. This past year they hosted a coat event. So it gets really cold here, even though it doesn't feel that. But some people can't afford the coats. So they bought a whole room full of coats and had kids go in and try them from sizes 18 months to, I believe, size 10, 12. They had people go in to get their coats. My favorite event, though, is the Christmas event and toy drive. So every year, actual Church Unlimited campuses do an angel tree, which basically means you go to a Christmas tree, you pick an angel, and that's your kid of the year, which means you buy them toys, whatever they have on the angel. Well, Westside does something for their community in that side of town, where they literally just have a room full of toys. Donated toys, bought toys, all of it. And you have kids line up to go in there, and they get to pick out 2 or 3 toys. 5,000 toys were given out this past Christmas, and 503 families helped. This past Christmas, I was actually fortunate enough to have a babysitter that day, and I actually went and helped. And when I tell y'all, not just as a mom, but as a person, seeing the kids that ran in pajamas or the kids that ran in with the biggest smile on their face come up to my table and I say, "Can I have my toy now?" It's a good feeling giving back to your community. And you watch them and they go pick out the Barbie or they go pick out the ball, and then it also makes you feel so thankful in life because I could give my son that without having to go to an event. And that just makes me feel really blessed and thankful, and that's just even more reason to go help out and volunteer. And did y'all know, according to an article written by Angela Thurston in 2023, volunteering can actually help y'all's physical and mental health. And I can really feel it when you go volunteer. So, a picture a world where all these families didn't have Church Unlimited Westside to turn to, where all these kids didn't have toys under the Christmas tree anymore because of this place didn't exist, or parents were being left to figure it out. Imagine all the homeless people who didn't have food that every Wednesday, or didn't get to shower every Wednesday, or didn't get the hygiene products they're needed. Imagine the kids who didn't get the backpacks for school, and they're going to school with just a simple notebook. Now picture a world where the ministry gets even more volunteers, gets even more donations, and can you imagine how many more families and individuals they could really help weekly? And I know what you're thinking. Be honest, Mariyah, do I have to accept Jesus before I get donations? No, we actually, in this picture, it's a group of all our volunteers. One of the rooms is a worship center. They do play sermons, they do play worship music, but the other one is a simple waiting room. We do not make anybody accept Jesus into their hearts, none of that. We're just simply using God to help them through this building. And the amount of people I just told you, we really are moving through them and helping them. Now, how can you help? You could go to churchunlimited.com and click the volunteer page and choose Westside. And maybe you're like, I'm too busy with work, I'm too busy with kids, just something. And I completely understand. That's okay too. Maybe you go to churchunlimited.com and click donate and choose. You can choose actually where it goes. So it's not going to our main campus, it's going strictly to Westside if that's what you're choosing. Also, every week, they host this event on Wednesdays, so Mondays and Tuesdays, they do accept clothes. So maybe you want to go home and you're like, I do have too much clothes, because I've been there. Or my kids have too much clothes, and you just decide to get a simple trash bag, put it in a trash bag, you drop it off to them, they separate it, they put it in the closet. There you go, you just did a good deed for simply just organizing your closet. This is the address, 3701 Miller Street, Corpus Christi, Texas. Again, it's open on Wednesdays. The event goes from 10 to 1. This is their phone number. This is their Facebook, Church Unlimited Westside. They do have their own Facebook. If you're interested in like keeping up and seeing your own personal photos of what people do, they post weekly pictures. Because of y'all, more people, like that struggling single mom I said at the beginning, she was able to get her kids Christmas gifts. She was able to get her weekly groceries from there. She was able to get back on her feet again with the help of Church Unlimited Westside. I urge you today to go volunteer maybe. Maybe you're like, I have a Wednesday. Okay, I can volunteer in the mornings. Or go donate. Save that $10 from the Starbucks you're going to get the next day and go donate it to the church where it's going to people that could really use that money. And then every week, again, they take clothes donations. So maybe go home after this and go clean out your closet and get it back and give it to them. And I showed you proof that it's actually going to them. Thank you.